Alright guys, welcome back to Air Guns Extreme. Here today we are going to go over, I've had a really busy summer, time where I haven't been able to make videos, been working my butt off, trying to, move on in life, now since I'm graduated from high school. Trying to make it into the world now, and I just haven't had time to actually do pest controlling videos like I used to. Not because there's the birds. We're still having plenty of birds. I still shoot the birds, but 50% of the time I'm not have my camera near me at the time, and it happens so quick. By the time I pull out the camera, the bird would probably be gone. But we are basically, we're in August, so basically summer is almost over. And usually when September hits, summer's winding down. Actually, at the end of this month, summer's basically over with. Kids are going back to school in September. Small game seasons in September, duck hunting, and then shortly after that, in October, then you got the deer hunting. So I'm just really pumped for the next month, and for small game and deer in October. But I was reading some of you guys' comments on a couple of my videos, and I made a video on this before, but I feel like I didn't go in detail on it, and it was just a short video of it actually in demo, or it being shot. So here today we're going to go over, and I'm going to show you guys the specs of it, what type of arrows it shoots, how fast it shoots, just like the specs of it, what type of broadheads I use in it, stuff like that. Because if you think about it, like I said before, deer season is just around the corner. We have next month, which is September, and when September comes, I'm going to be shooting the son of a gun, and doing a lot more scouting. When September hits, I'll probably do some vlogging for you guys out in the woods, making squirrel videos. You guys seem like you guys really like them small game hunt videos, so we'll be doing a lot of that. Fishing, I mean, there'll be a couple fishing videos, but once my small game season comes in and then deer season comes in, I'm basically done fishing. Usually September I stop fishing. Mostly now getting into the hunting craft once September hits. But anyways, like I said, I did make a video on this before, but I feel like I didn't go in detail into it. So October 1st is archery season, opening day of archery. So here in the state of Michigan, in my area, you have the option of either using a compound bow or a crossbow. They passed the law, a couple of years ago saying that everyone can use crossbows, and I tell you what, everyone that is my buddies of mine, they all have crossbows now. They are 10 times more accurate. You don't have to shoot it as much as like your regular compound bow or your recurve bow. You don't have to spend as much time, trying to figure it out. It's just like shooting a gun, basically. The only difference is between the crossbow and a gun is a gun shoots out to 100 yards. I don't shoot this at 100 yards. So basically what I have here is, this is my go-to crossbow, and I tell you what, these are the greatest crossbows on the market as of today. They're reliable, they're accurate as can be. I hit a quarter at 45 yards with the sucker, free-handed. I wish I would have got on video. If you guys want to see a video like that, leave a comment below on this video and I will go ahead and do something like that. But what we have here is we have a Excalibur Vortex. This is one of the nicest crossbows that you can ever get. Lifetime warranty. Something breaks on it, it's lifetime warranty. They'll send me a whole new limb if the limbs break in half. I don't even have to take it into the shop. The string on it, I can replace it right out in the woods. I don't have to take it to a shop and ruin my hunt that day because I have to go get a new string on it. I just go back to my box, grab my new string, bam, put it on, back in the woods I go. I mean, the camo design on it, I mean, it's kind of neat. It's the real tree. Yeah, it's real tree. Alright. These crossbows are made in Canada, so they're from US. Actually, not US, from Canada. Lifetime warranty on them. Like I said, this thing is not even that loud at all. I always was a big fan of these Excaliburs, but they're expensive. But they are totally worth the money. I would recommend you get one, guys. They're unbelievable. The scope I got on is a Shadow Zone scope, which is a really, really nice scope on it. I even got the lighted reticle on it, which is perfect for it. I've got the sling on it, so I can carry it through the woods. It's got the quiver right here, the mount for your quiver. Shoots 330 feet per second, which is fast enough for me. They sell these new Excaliburs out that are, you know, shooting 405 and 430. It's like, nope, I don't want it. I don't need a 400 pound or 400 feet per second crossbow when I got a 330 that puts it right where I'm aiming on the deer. Every time I aim for the vitals, that bolt is hitting right there in the vitals, either lung or heart. You know, I shot a buck last year, archery season. I tell you what, I aimed great for his vitals, and I double lunged him at 25 yards, and that deer ran about 90 yards and fell over. But the broadheads and the arrows that I shoot out of this, now that's, you can't shoot a crossbow without a bolt and a good broadhead before you even go out in the woods. So the arrows that I shoot are two different type of arrows that fly the best out of this crossbow, and I got actually 4 of them, but one's actually getting fixed right now. One of my fletchings fell off the other day. But the arrow that I mostly shoot are these Excalibur fire bolts. These are 20-inch bolts with the luminoc, so which is very, very nice when you're hunting. I could see the arrow fly through the air and go right to that deer. Little son of a gun.
Call from Seth.
So,
Call from Seth.
basically, I took the fletchings, and you get the longer fletchings on your arrows, or when you get the bolts. I took them off and put on these smaller fletchings, and I tell you what, I get more speed and more penetration with this type of fletching on it. And here's the other thing that makes this crossbow more accurate, is the brass inserts. Brass inserts are probably the best. It weighs down the arrow, and this crossbow recommends 125 grain. I'm shooting a 100 grain broadhead because of that brass insert. And this broadhead is a slit trick. It's a 1 1/4 cutting diameter. It's a 4-bladed, and I tell you what, these suckers fly like field points. I sighted my crossbow in with a field point, started out at 20, went all the way back to 40, sighted it in, took this broadhead, started out at 20, direct center, went back to 25, direct center, all the way out to 50 yards, direct center. And it was right in the bullseye all the way out to 50 yards. I was like, wow, okay, I was surprised. So this is my go-to broadhead when I'm actually hunting deer. My next one, sometimes, I don't care what you guys say, sometimes I shoot pink broadheads. This is the G5 Montec. I don't know why I have a pink broadhead, but I got them on sale. I basically got them for my girlfriend when she goes out with me. I shoot these. These suckers fly accurate. This is also a 100 grain broadhead with a brass insert. So all my arrows here basically all have brass inserts in them. My first arrows that I shoot to the deer have brass inserts. This is a Easton Bloodline arrow or bolt, and this one's got a green luminoc on it. So they're just, luminocs are way to go, guys. If you guys can use them in your state, I would recommend to do it. They makes it so much easier finding your arrow. I don't really care for this green. I shot my buck with this bolt right here, and the green was kind of hard to see when the arrow went through the deer. I had a rough time finding it. Well, the arrow was stuck like this in the ground, and I couldn't see the arrow. I walked right over top of it and didn't even see it. My next one is after I shoot the deer, give it a half hour to an hour, depending on how I feel about the shot. If the deer is still alive, I get up to him and he's still moving or trying to get up. This is the arrow and broadhead I go to. I have the option here. I have another Easton Bloodline with a green luminoc again, with a Rage two-bladed broadhead here. I mostly use this for when I'm gotta deploy the deer. If he's still alive, I'll shoot this into him. I haven't had to do it yet, which I'm hoping I'll never have to do it with this crossbow. It's so accurate. Every deer I shot so far with this crossbow, they run. Give them 25 minutes and they're done with. They're not even twitching, not even moving a leg or a muscle. So, I mean, guys, it's really not that hard to get the Excalibur crossbow. They are expensive, I can tell you guys that right now. They run anywhere from $800 to $900. They're not on a budget crossbow, but if you want a crossbow that's going to last you a very, very, very long time and want one with a lifetime warranty, I would go ahead and get a Excalibur. You break anything on it, the rail breaks, the limb, you just call Excalibur, bam, they'll send you a whole new limb, that same exact limb. You just tell them your crossbow that you have, and they'll send you a whole new limb within a couple days. There's really nothing to this crossbow. The safety, which I like, is right back here. You flick it up, now it's on fire. Put it back down, it's unsafe. When you cock this crossbow, you gotta put it on fire. And then after it's all the way cocked back, and you put it back on safe, then you load up your arrow, and then when that deer comes in and you're gonna shoot him, you just flick it up, and it's really quiet. It's not like that, like, sound. Only when you put it down, but when I'm getting ready to shoot, I just put it up really slow with my finger and my thumb, and then I just squeeze the trigger off, put it right behind his front shoulder, and squeeze it off. If you get this crossbow accurate, you're gonna hit right where you're aiming. There's really nothing else to it, guys. I mean, they're not, you don't even really have to spend a lot of time shooting these suckers. They're so accurate that it took me exactly 5 minutes to get this thing sighted. And I was hitting bullseye every time with this, all the way out to 50 yards. So it's really not that hard to sight in. It's just like sighting in a gun. There's really nothing to it. So anyways, guys, that is it. I am out of here. I got some stuff to take care of today. So look forward to here in October some deer hunting clips with this crossbow. That goes all the way until December 14th. Or no, November 14th. Because opening day of gun season here in Michigan is November 15th. And then you got, muzzle loading season, then you got your late doe season. But I am going to be getting out for early doe season, which is here in September coming up. I'm going to be going with one of my other buddies of mine on his property, because he's got a lot of does out there. So I'm probably going to take my crossbow or take my slug gun. I'm probably going to use my crossbow. It's quieter. Anyways, guys, that is it. I mean, you spend $400 on a Barnett crossbow. If you save up an extra $300 to $400, you can go ahead and buy an Excalibur. They sell them anywhere from $500 to $1,000. And you don't even really need a $1,000 Excalibur crossbow. They sell ones, like I said, for $500. They're just as good as this one right here. There's really nothing wrong with them. My buddy just got one, or he got one last year. He brought it over. We got it sighted in, and I took out mine. It shot basically the same. There was not anything different with his compared to this one. And he even shot my arrow, and it didn't shoot different at all. So, like I said, I would shoot the right arrow, and I would get the brass inserts. So therefore, you can shoot a 100 grain broadhead, and they're more accurate. This crossbow was 10 times more accurate with a brass insert and a 100 grain broadhead than it was with a 125 grain broadhead. I hate shooting 125. They're bigger. Yeah, they have more knockdown power, but they're heavier and they shoot a little different. So anyways, guys, that is it. And we'll see you guys at the next one. I'm going to get going back on these videos again. So anyways, take care. We'll see you guys at the next one.